Boom.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to. I need my 2-minute YouTube intro with 5 second of actual content.
Exactly.
No, but so I'm trying to think. Interrogation. You were taken from the kind of main, political discussion hall, that kind of round table area, and teleported away by the wizard with the wizard to a solid stone room with seemingly no exits, and in the middle of it a solid stone table as well, in which you are forced into a seat, and a light spell of some sort is cast into a cone to focus it on your face.
Nice.
Yeah. Uh,
Uh,
were you gonna do something?
what's there to do?
I don't know. The way you said sounded like you were gonna lead into something.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. No, so of course it would be very hard to see with this, especially being underground for 2.5, almost 3 weeks now. So it is very painful seeing this. But nonetheless, you're able to proceed as normal. As obscured by the light in your face, you can kind of tell that the wizard now sits opposite of you at the table. You're unable to really make out details of them or their faces. A little bit muffled, almost as if speaking through layers of fabric or cloth. They begin to question simple things at first, beginning with something akin to "How are you?" or yeah, well,
I'm
how are
fine.
you first? Like, okay, like we're trying to take good care of. We're not inhumane. And
Uh,
then who
you
are
know,
you?
you know, considering that you caught me sneaking under your table, I'm doing pretty well. I was kind of just expecting instant death, but this is a much appreciated change of pace.
At the mention of you thinking that they would kill you, you can tell he's taken back. What? No, we don't do the death sentence here. That's too far.
Oh, that's very comforting.
Yeah, no, no. So who is it that you are?
Well, you see, I am also a traveler. I
I
was
could tell.
invited, and it doesn't particularly look great for me, but I promise I wasn't trying to do anything malicious. I was just trying to pull a prank and tie everyone's shoes together because I thought it would be very funny.
You hear what sounds to be something akin to the sketching of, like, or maybe writing down notes in a journal, but it isn't pen and paper that you hear, but what sounds to be the loud, abrasive sound of stone carving stone.
Um, what are you doing, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, notating what you said.
Using what?
Stone.
St- How exactly does that work?
You get a piece of stone and you force it into a softer piece of stone, and you can write. It's a little hard to procure paper down here consistently.
Ah, see, it's very unique and interesting.
Yes. So who is it that you are? I've never got an actual name or identification, just that you're an adventurer.
Um, I know this is kind of suspicious, but um, I don't want to like. Will the rest of my party get in trouble for my actions?
We don't even know who you're associated with, and seemingly it was just you, unless we find that they were cooperating or assisting you, then no.
Uh,
Guilty by
oh,
association isn't really fair.
okay. If we're not doing guilty by association, then I will. Oh, huh. I realized I never actually came up with an alias for my current iteration.
No. Nope.
Um,
You can come up with one now. If you
yeah,
want to
yeah.
risk it, that is.
Um, hold on, so Do we have identification, like a ID?
Not necessarily, no. Most places don't really do that.
Okay.
We're a bit of like a couple 100,000 years behind that.
All right. Good. So I'm
Pull
like,
out your yeah, pull out your like carriage license. Here you go, sir.
yeah, because I
Yeah, I
would
see
have
from your
actually, I would have gotten a fake ID.
we see on your carriage license here, yeah, 4 DUIs.
Oh,
I don't know if you could steer your horses properly while that intoxicated, sir.
I don't know what you're talking about. So,
Cite the Dwarven tier lexicon backwards, please, and then
ha.
breathe into my face, and I'll see if it smells like drink. So you're just sitting here thinking of an alias?
No. I would give him my alias. I'm just thinking of what my actual alias is.
Okay.
I'm a. What's like the naming lore of the dwarven tier?
Typical, I mean, really just stereotypical dwarf and elvish names. But usually, at least when people are naming their kids, the thought that goes into it are usually names that have significance to their families in some sort of way, or embody characteristics that they hope their child may one day embody or admire.
Okay. My name is Usapo Bravio.
Hmm. All right. So you've admitted to trying to pull this prank, that you call it, that is. Why?
Because I thought it would be funny.
And
I
what
wanted to
is so
see.
funny about this?
I think it's quite funny. Uh, you see, I have this. Have you heard of the Fae?
Stories. Never met one.
Well, you see, as an adventurer, I have become, let's say, acquainted with a Fae, and he's become a good friend of sorts. And he thought it would be funny if I managed to prank all of you by tying your shoes.
So, a favor for a friend.
I would say more so a patron.
Hmm. So, did you commit this act consensually?
Um,
They are known to be tricksters.
Consensually in the way of they didn't force me, but they didn't really give me a good option. You know what I mean?
Somewhat, at least from what these stories tell, Faye, can quite lock you into deals of sorts, unbeknownst to you.
Yeah.
All right. Do you happen to know the name of this Fae or how we could contact him?
Um. You see, funny thing is, I actually do not know his name. Uh, and I contact via prayer. This Fae has this thing of like, taking your name. So,
Ah, all right then. Well, at least looking over the scene and what's gone down, nothing malicious or violent seems to have been happening, or there was none of that intent in you. And I can tell you are mostly telling the truth. So I think I'll let you off a little lightly. I have two requirements, though.
yes.
You can see on the kind of desk now at the bottom of your field of view where the light isn't shining as harshly, you can see a paper kind of slide into view. If you learn of the whereabouts of this Fae, its name, or how to contact it, write it down here. Fold that up and toss it into the air. We'll receive it.
I could try to summon him now.
I mean, if you wish, go ahead. But before you do so, I will say, as an adventurer and with a party, I assume you are going out to assist in these missions of sorts.
Yes.
Alright, we need all the help we can get, I'll be honest. And losing one person is quite detrimental. We'd rather have multiple. So, in good faith, I will have you go out and assist in one of these, but do know we will be watching.
Yeah, that's fine.
Whether the watcher chooses to make themselves known or not, that's up to them. But we have our eye on you.
Sure.
You want to try to summon this? I mean, you can. If not, we can just go
Yeah,
now.
sure.
All right.
I'll pray and be like, hey, can you come out? They'd like to speak to you.
Why?
Because I got caught. And they
Hmm.
said it was like, just funny prank.
Tell them I am too busy.
At all? Is there like some type of thing maybe? Or like try and
Uh,
like
I'm
can we
in
talk to him
the.
at a later time? Can I give him a contact info or something?
Uh, Here, I'll give you my neighbor's address, and you give them that. That
Will
guy's
that
up till
work?
like late hours of the night, so like,
Will
if
that
they
work if
harass him, that's all good for me.
but this but if they try and contact you and they don't, then what if they try and come back and get me for that or something?
Uh, let's not think that far ahead. We'll get to it when it comes around.
How about we just say, how about, can you just like, I give them your contact info and then you schedule the time to talk to them? I don't think they're like
I'm booked for the next like 5,000 years.
booked for the next 5,000. Can you, can are you powerful enough to speak through me?
Yeah,
If he agrees, can I just have you speak through me and say it was a joke and there was no malicious intent? Because there wasn't, right? You just wanted me to pull a prank because you think it'd be funny, right?
yeah.
Okay. So if you just, tell them that, I'm sure that should clear things out.
That ruined the joke though.
The joke is already ruined. I've been
No.
caught. The jig is up.
Yeah, but you got like a few of them.
Okay, yes, but like, I can't get any more.
Yeah, that's fine. You've done your part.
Yes, so all I ask is that, you just be like, hey, um, I'm sorry. Just speak to him, please.
Mm. And what do I get out of talking to him?
Honestly, if you can try and get his name.
That could work, but that is something extra. I'm talking about equivalent exchange here.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure.
You know, that's like my whole big thing. You know, give and take.
Well, what exactly do you want?
I don't know.
Well,
What do you offer?
I got caught doing your thing.
Yeah, but you doing my thing was repayment for something else.
guess.
I have an idea.
What?
I need this man's shoe size.
Oh, Jesus. Why do you need his shoe size?
You'll find out later.
I feel like I'm going to regret this. I feel like I'm very much going to regret this. I'll get his shoe size, and you speak to him. Is that fair?
Deal.
Okay. I'll pop back in after that. All right. I talked to him, and he can actually speak through me.
I guess that could work. To some degree, but we'll take it for now.
Okay. All right. I'll pass it over to him.
You go to pass it over to him. So, what's his shoe size?
Oh, I forgot about that. One second. Oh yes, before he comes, one thing. What is your shoe size? This is a very
What?
important question.
Uh, uh, why?
I'm not sure, but he said he won't come out unless I get your shoe size.
Oh, jeez, okay. Um, alright, I guess. He, unsheathes the grippers, pulls up the tab on
Why
his
did
shoe
you
to
say
look at what...
unsheathe the grippers, Levi?
I think it paints a vivid picture.
No.
Pulls up, like, the kind of, the top of his shoe to kind of see what size it is and puts it back on. Dwarven tier sizing. I believe that is a 7.25.
Okay. I'll pass it over to him and tell him this.
Oh, one more. I've worn these shoes quite a bit, so a little bit is rubbed off. I can't remember if that is a 5 or a 5 repeating.
I'll tell him that too.
All right.
Whatever that means. So I'll pass it to him. Tell him the shoe size is whatever he said.
7.25 or 5 repeating.
Yeah.
Yes. I can do much with this information. Good job. All right, then I'll talk to him.
Okay.
You're still conscious while this happens. And it's kind of like an odd thing where like you just open your mouth and he almost speaks through it in a manner similar to old like record table with the larger like phonograms. So you would just open your mouth and you can feel like his voice coming from deep within like your chest, out your vocal cords and whatnot. Greetings. Um, you wish to speak with me? Yes, now go on. Not before I get your name. I was taught not to give my name to Faye. Then we are done here. Farewell. That's it.
So, how'd the conversation go?
You were there listening the whole time. You were like still conscious and everything. You just opened your mouth.
Shh, he doesn't know that.
Ah, okay. So you asked him how it went?
Yeah.
We had a pretty good talk, quite lengthy. The whole like 5, 6 words.
Mm-hmm. Were you able to kind of gauge the type of person who would ask me to do such a thing?
No, just that he's really fixated on getting names for some reason.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll take the watcher person or whatnot.
All right, and that note there.
Okay. I don't. What do I write for the note?
So whenever you learn information that we could use to track him down, contact him or whatever.
I can write down where I first encountered him.
Is he still there?
Um, is he?
No.
Uh, I'm not sure.
He went back home.
Where's home?
The field, assumedly.
Oh. Uh, do you have access to the Feywild?
That is quite far away. Usually in Muldroth. Possibly in forests elsewhere as well, if we're unlucky. Not really, no.
Ah.
You at least have a physical description of him.
Do I? Yeah.
Yes,
I mean,
you do.
I can give him the physical description. That I call
All right.
him person number. What was it?
I believe he was either 1 or 3. But I think he was one of the bookend numbers of that scenario.
Yeah, I can tell him. Regardless, he's that. Oh, person number 3, Feywild, and a physical description to the best of my abilities.
Yeah, so like you would remember the really small, he has an extremely long mustache that he would constantly groom. A large, like, typical like little elf cap hat, think like Link's hat, but just comically long. And he's looks like he'd be middle aged, but it's a little hard to tell because of the mustache.
Ah,
That's a general description. He has a bit more of a in between of ginger and blonde hair. Or I should say mustache. You can't tell what kind of hair he has. It's covered by the hat. But he would thank you for that and just tell you like, okay, we'll figure it out somehow. You're free to go.
Alright, am I going back to the meeting?
I'd assume that's where your party is, so I'll drop you off there. That sound good?
Okay.
All right, then let's go.
Then
Shuts
I
the
head
light off,
back.
and you can, yeah, you can. He
Is the
shuts the
party
light off, and
still.
then, yeah, the party would still be there.
And is the meeting still going?
Yeah. I mean, yes and no, because they were finishing out parts of the meeting, when this
Mm-hmm.
whole thing started, because you were caught kind of towards the tail end of it. But even afterwards, everyone's still staying behind for quite a while to discuss everything. Now it's more of a free discussion than a meeting sort of deal.
Okay. Are the important people still there?
Yeah,
Okay.
just not as accessible.
Okay. God, I know what I'm going. I know what I have to. Oh no, I'm gonna be late. No.
But he would drop you off back exactly where he had you, and then guide you right back into the stands. All right then. I don't know what to say really, and be on your best behavior, I guess. We're watching.
Uh huh. Look, I'm sorry for what's about to happen. He's gonna take a deep breath and is about to yell, but I'll probably just wait for the next time. Still have to gaslight everyone. Actually,
All right.
no.
I mean, you're exempt from that now. You don't have to if you don't want to.
Wait, am I? Does my patron still want me to try and convince everyone, or am I exempt?
No, your patron said like you went as far as you could. You're good. But I
Oh,
mean, hey,
thank
if you
God.
want to try, you could get some brownie points with him or something. Remember, he's all about equivalent exchange. You'd be going above and beyond here.
So he specifically wanted me to have everyone pretend that this was all made up in their heads.
Yeah, and that something else was the real threat. But it had to be like something comical or whatever, not like an actual thing that would pose a threat to him.
Okay. Okay. Um. Oh my God, that would be really really funny. Um. So, sun. Let's see, sun.
I mean, if you want, you could take time to think of this for later.
Oh, well. So something comical. Would he consider
Yeah, I
the
think he
sun
gave
as something comical?
yes and no. Normally, yes, but also, there's a certain group of peoples that are
Oh no
nearby
no no
that
no.
that could be a euphemism for.
Oh no no no. I know. I don't think he knows. Does he know?
No,
I
what?
don't know about this Oldestian
Well,
conquest.
I mean, most people would kind of just know Stoldest has had a constant kind of beef with the Dwarven tier.
Ooh, but he doesn't know the specific thing. But this would be Max Chaos, and he likes chaos, right? He likes chaos.
It's funny.
Hey, do you think
That's why he
possibly
had.
inciting a war would be funny?
Uh, Depends on the kind of war. The Great Emu War of Australia, yes. The Great Toyota War from the 90s, or was it the 80s? I don't remember. That would also be a yes. Uh,
Well, you see, I personally think it'd be really funny if I tried to convince, if I'd be like, hey, this is all made up. The actual enemy is just the sun. It's even funnier given the Soldestians are like being like, we want to destroy this for the sun. What do you think?
yeah. Have them all band together, try to make a Dwarven Deer space laser to take out the sun.
Yeah. What if we
This is
just
not an
ignited a
allegory
war?
for a Jewish space laser. Hmm?
Oh yeah, you have to make that warning. I'm not Kanye West.
Do you mean dwarf? I mean, when you think about it, dwarves are pretty
Um.
obsessed with gold. Sure.
Yes.
I don't know, man.
Look,
Kanye
this
really
was
went straight off
all
the
a
deep end.
joke. This is all made up in your head. There's one true enemy. And it's not the gunbreakers. It's not it's not like the Soldestians or anything. No. It's, you wanna know the real enemy? The real one behind everything? It's the Smoles. Obviously.
The
Not
what?
heard of the moles. The moles. The sun moles.
Ah,